Ow! She's still biting, guys. Yes. How many episodes are we into this? And she's still biting. See? No magic answer to puppy biting. I'm Zach George. I train dogs, and this is my new dog, Inertia. I'm taking you along as I train her from day one. You can start from the beginning or pick up anywhere and start learning. Welcome to the Dog Training Experience. In today's episode, we'll introduce Inertia to Indy for the first time. We'll go to puppy class, get some more socialization done, teach Inertia an amazing new trick, and start working on one of the most underrated skills that all dogs should know. Do you know how lucky you are? You get a BarkBox every single month. BarkBox is a monthly box that you get, and they send you really awesome, unique toys and treats every month. This one has 80s workout theme? I mean, you've got to give it to them for originality. Oh, I know Inertia's gonna like this. BarkBox's toys are really top-notch quality toys, so you can play really rough with your dog with them. If your dog does manage to rip this off, there's a bonus toy inside. So it's like 2 toys. See, check this out. It's a bicep. Inertia loves to play with new toys like this. Got these salmon-powered dog treats right here. BarkBox treats are always really good quality treats. They don't put bad ingredients in it. They're always made in the USA. Whether or not you're into training your dog or just letting them have a lot of fun, BarkBox is going to make sure that your dog has the most imaginative, fun toys and treats available. Each box is a $40 value at least, but you can get BarkBoxes starting at $20 a month, and every single one of you is going to get a free BarkBox when you sign up for a 6 or 12-month subscription. I'll have a link below. Just go to barkbox.com/dogtraining. Believe it or not, we've had Inertia for 3 whole weeks now, and this is going to be her first play session with Indy. That's because Indy can be hit or miss with new dogs, and while it's been years since Indy's had an altercation with another dog, I wanted to make sure that Inertia had plenty of experience and some proper corrections from a variety of other dogs before engaging in a full-on play session with Indy. As a precaution, Indy is wearing a basket muzzle. Remember, these are humane muzzles that allow a dog to pant freely, take treats, drink water. I think there's a 98% chance that Indy is going to react just fine, which is why I'm comfortable having her interact at all with Inertia right now. Okay, say hi. Say hi to the puppy. It's okay. Say hi. That's Inertia the puppy that I've been telling you about. Good, yes, perfect. This greeting behavior looks very normal. You can see how they're greeting each other from the side. That's usually a sign that both dogs are at ease. So Inertia's trying to solicit play. Indy's like, I don't want to do any of that play. Good. Healthy. Yes, good girl. That's okay. That was a perfectly measured response from Indy. She simply let Inertia know that she didn't want her too close. Be sweet. Good girl. Yep, say hi. You're okay. That's good. That's okay, Indy. Indy, at 13 and a half years old, isn't quite as mobile as she used to be, but she's still pretty quick. The muzzle was just a precaution, and I think we're ready to take it off and let them meet without the muzzle. But first, I want to get some playtime in with Indy. Since Indy and I play together all the time, maybe that will get her in an extra playful mood. You know, we talk a lot about bite pressure and how I'm trying to teach Inertia that it's okay to bite in some circumstances as long as the pressure is appropriate. That's something Indy has really mastered. She has permission to bite me softly. So you can see that I can put my whole hand in her mouth, and her bite pressure is light, so she knows just how hard is okay. It's also good that Inertia is watching calmly in the background so that I can play with Indy and she's in a perfectly stable state of mind. I like that. Remember, I'm not allowing Inertia to simply walk out of the crate just because the door opens. Let's see how her weight when the crate door opens is coming along. Okay. Yes. Okay. These next few moments are important. I've held off on introducing these two until Inertia has gotten lots of experience with older dogs who are known to behave well with puppies. And as I said, it's been a very long time since Indy has had an outburst towards another dog. Indy's saying, you can come close, but not too close. This is how close you get. And she's being very measured. Look at the context in which it's occurring. She's not shown a propensity to overcorrect, and furthermore, Inertia has shown a willingness to comply with those dog-to-dog interactions. She's allowing Indy to do her sniffing, then she sniffs, so them taking turns is really great. So far, all of this body language looks fine to me. Both dogs appear to be playful and having a good time. Let's keep watching. Go. Good girl, Indy. Nice job. Good girl. It's okay. Go play. I'd like to see Inertia get on her back. She hasn't done much of that yet. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Boy, on cue, huh? That really seems to send the signal that a dog is not a threat when they get on their back. It's their way of saying, I just want to play. I wonder if she's like, do you know how to give treats when I do this thing? This is language I have learned. Do you understand this language? It's like this. It's called Play Dead. Tricks are the language of the universe. Hey, Inertia. Indy had a little bit too much, and this is her way of letting Inertia know it. But at no point did she bite or attempt to harm Inertia, so I consider this an acceptable correction from an older dog to a young puppy. Don't play so rough with your sister. She doesn't like to play that rough. It's time for puppy class again, and I can't get enough. Inertia needs to meet as many dogs as she can right now, and puppy class is a super efficient and safe way to do that. She's really excited to play right now, so check this out. She probably won't even listen to me. See this? Can we lie down? Inertia right now is pretty unresponsive to her training in this very exciting environment. That's normal. She's calming down a bit in this environment, so I'm taking this opportunity to reinforce that calmness. Since Inertia is now showing a little bit of interest in the treats, that shows me that she's in a teachable mindset. Now, if she were to show little interest in a really high value treat, then I would just chill out and let her observe the class. And so we've got a couple of German Shepherd dog puppies coming in. This should be exciting. She's like, I'm gonna be careful with those. You can see her, she's like, those are the big kids. We're about to let her play with a new group of dogs with the exception of Ruthie, whom she's met before. Okay, go on, go play. Hey, just like us, dogs remember friends from past classes. Since this is a new batch of dogs, Inertia is more reserved at first.
She's taking her required 5 minutes to assess what's happening.
It's okay. Okay. Good job, Inertia. So right now we're supposed to be working on sits and downs, but Inertia's a bit too distracted to follow Allure right now. So instead I'm choosing to reinforce calm behavior with her right now. You know, like when she's automatically sitting or lying down and checking it out. See, a nice loose leash. So I kind of appreciate that too. So there's always something to look for. Sometimes when you have a dog, especially this young, you have to kind of wait for them to be in the mood. Now, if I were able to get her attention, I would make sure that I give her an extra good reward. So, hey, Inertia. Yes, good. Nice job. Good. There you go. So extra big reward there. Jeanette, the awesome instructor of this puppy class, brought her dog Tahoe out so that the puppies can practice being around an adult dog. Yes. And now I was able to get it down, so that's good. So they're kind of in and out. Your dog doesn't just go from like listening to not listening. It's kind of like this in and out period you have to go through during the communication building phase. All right, now Inertia looks like she wants to interact with these puppies a lot more now than she did before. So this is a great example of using your environment as a reward. Practice telling your dog to sit or hold a stay or a wait, and then let them go play with the dogs as the reward. And now it's time to get back to training. Well, we're practicing Come When Called in the presence of other dogs here, so let's see how she does. See, mixing basic training with socialization and alternating like this every few minutes is a great way to get dogs paying attention to you while around other dogs. Training your dog in this kind of environment while socializing them with other dogs can be so valuable. So puppy class is done, but that doesn't mean socialization is done. You don't want to just rely on puppy class to socialize your dog. We thought, what a great idea to come out, get some breakfast, and give Inertia some additional exposure to a new place she's never been. So we're at a dog-friendly restaurant here in New Orleans. The place is called Cafe Navarre, great place. What I'll be looking for is seeing when she naturally calms down. Again, that's a really huge part of training, when she automatically just lies down and chills out. Because right now you see she's frantic. That's normal for many dogs, especially young dogs. I'm keeping her on a short leash because I'm not gonna let her have all the freedom in the world here. Oh, and look, there's a natural settle right there. Yes. Let her know that behavior works. And then I'll periodically acknowledge it when she does. Now, she's still probably likely to get up and walk around and then hopefully get back into her settle again. But as long as she's holding it, every few seconds, a couple times a minute, as she gets settled, reinforce her with some really good treats. Inertia has discovered a very brave bird, and she's being so good. Not chasing down the bird, just observing the bird. This is why socializing is good. You know, when they're this young and they see a bird like this, and they have the experience of being relaxed in a calm state of mind, chances are they're going to be better adjusted as they get older. I don't mind that she even gets up and looks at the bird right now. I'm not introducing a hardcore stay session. She's allowed to be interested in something new and look at it. That's cool. I love that I can get her attention on a toy in this environment. But again, we probably had to be here for 20 minutes before I could get her attention on this. You sit for a toy? Oh yeah, get it, get it. Good. And she's listening around the rain. Inertia continues to impress in public places. Later on, it was time to do some trick training though. So I have to show you guys this fun trick I just discovered recently. In fact, I was in here doing one of my off-camera training sessions with her just to kind of proof a lot of the stuff that she's already learned. And I discovered she was starting to do this really cool trick. So I call Bree in here and I'm like, Bree, get your iPhone, come in here and film this. Take a look. Yes!
That's incredible.
Since Inertia was so freely offering this behavior naturally, I feel pretty comfortable training this to her in moderation. Now, if at any time she were to look uncomfortable or awkward, then I would stop doing it. Can I have a sit? Do you see how she's jumping and she's like, sit, I don't want to sit. So I'm just gonna stick with her for a minute. Over here, come on, get that. Okay. Come here. Inertia, sit. Yes. Good job. As I was teaching her this, I realized I need to get her up on all fours because doing a somersault from a sit position isn't quite as practical for her at this point. See, it turns out that just placing this treat right at her nose and between her front legs was enough to encourage her to do a fun little somersault. That was a really good example of finding something that Inertia feels comfortable doing, capturing it and encouraging it and molding that behavior into something pretty cool, like a somersault. Let's talk a little bit more about how to teach your dog to stand. Very few people teach stand, but it's an extremely valuable skill. It comes in handy at the vet or the groomer, plus it's the foundation of so many different things that you're going to teach your dog moving forward. Keep in mind that stand can take a solid couple of weeks or more to master. First, your dog's gonna need to know a good sit like that, and then we're just gonna lure her up. Yes, stand. Yes, stand. Okay, and I'm gonna release her from that stand to let her know that position is over and she can now move. So you could say yes if you were using a clicker, as I often do with her. This is how it would look. Stand. Okay, good job. So I'm gonna release her from that stand before she takes a step forward on her own. You really wanna capture her holding that stand and then release her very early on. Don't insist on a 10-second stand. So I'm just gonna lure her up just like this, and I'm gonna click just as she's holding that stand. And I'm gonna try and capture her standing without those feet moving for just a few seconds, and then I'm going to release her. But you might start with just trying to get your dog to hold it for a half a second and release them. Come on. Okay, stand. Yes! Stand is no good if they're just walking around. The stand position is where they are standing with all 4 feet glued to the ground. Yes. Okay, good job. So, really good work. I mean, she did take one step forward, but she looked really stable right there. That was excellent. And that's where we are on stand. It's still gonna take quite a bit of proofing or practicing in a variety of contexts and settings for her to really generalize that concept. If you wanna keep up with Inertia in real time, follow us on Instagram. Get your free BarkBox when you sign up for a 6 or 12-month subscription. I'll have that link below. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you know every time we upload a new episode. If you're the type of person who really enjoys a written guide to follow along with, check out both of my books. I'll have a link below to everything. In the next episode, we'll work on Inertia's puppy biting, we'll go back to the vet, practice fetch, and work on some other really important things to teach your dog. We'll see you in the next episode.